Dear viewers, Namaskar. Welcome to this edition of the News Bulletin. In the headlines today, Sadbhavana Divas observed at SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. Develop the skill and knowledge for bringing about a larger transformation in self, family, organization and the society, exhorts DIC Rourkela Steel Plant.
Employees of Center Plant 2 Department of SAIL RSP awarded under Utkarsh Award Scheme. SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant's plantation drive gains pace with the monsoon gathering momentum.
Samvedikaran Cost Awareness Drive held at Coke Ovens Department of Rourkela Steel Plant. Swachhata Swabhiman Awards presented by SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant for carrying out cleanliness drives in the steel township.
Samvedikaran Cost Awareness Drive held at Steel Melting Shop 2 Department of Rourkela Steel Plant. Son of RSP employee tops B.Tech Computer Science branch at NIT Rourkela.
Employees of FM Department of SAIL RSP awarded under Utkarsh scheme for enterprising endeavors. Students of Deepika Ispat Shiksha Sadan felicitated from curricular and extracurricular activities.
SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant wins coveted Green Tech Environment Award 2022 and Green Tech Export Award 2022. Exhibition on Partisan Horrors Remembrance Day organized by SAIL RSP evokes good response.
Shri Krishna Kumar Singh assumes charge as Sales Director Personnel. Samvedikaran Cost Awareness Drive held at Calcining Plant 2, Department of Rourkela Steel Plant.
And now the news in detail. SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant RSP joined the rest of the nation in observing Sadbhavana Divas on 20th August. A pledge-taking ceremony was held at DIC's office under the leadership of Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, Director in charge DIC RSP. Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, Mr. S. Tripathi, ED MM, and Mr. A.K. Behuria, CGM in charge FNA, also took the pledge in separate ceremonies organized at their respective offices. Similar ceremonies were also organized at different offices and departments in which senior officers, cross-section of executives and employees took the Sadbhavana Divas pledge. The pledge was taken in Odia, Hindi and English by employees that they will work for the emotional oneness and harmony of all the people of India regardless of caste, creed, region, religion or language. They further pledged that they shall resolve all differences among themselves through dialogue and constitutional means without resorting to violence. It is to be noted that 20th August, the birth anniversary of late Rajiv Gandhi, former Prime Minister of India, is observed every year as Sadbhavana Divas in the country. The theme of the Divas is to promote national integration and communal harmony among people of all religions, languages and regions. Develop the skill and knowledge for bringing about a larger transformation in self, family, organization and the society, exhorted Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, DIC Rourkela Steel Plant RSP, while addressing at the Training Advisory Committee meeting held at HRD Center on 20th August. Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, Mr. Somnath Tripathi, ED MM, Dr. B.K. Hota, ED MNHS, and Mr. Sanjeev Kumar, ED, HRD, MTI, graced the occasion that was attended by the Chief General Managers and HODs of various units from across the plant. The meeting aimed at reviewing HRD initiatives and approval of Annual Training Plan 2022-23. The DIC took a keen interest in the deliberations and made specific suggestions to make the learning and development process more effective and result-oriented. In his address, Mr. Sanjeev Kumar praised the various HR initiatives being taken up at RSP and highlighted about the new initiative MTI Aapke Dwara launched for honing the knowledge and skill of executives about the digital transformation and Industries 4.0. A presentation on achievements of HRD in the last fiscal as well as plans for the current year was presented by Ms. Rajeshri Banerjee, CGM HRD. Issues pertaining to performance, competencies, learning and applications were also discussed in details. Mr. Bhaumik also felicitated Mr. Narayan Rao, DGM Kokavin, and Mr. Preetam Ranjan Sahu, Assistant Manager HSM2, for fastest completing e-Pathshala learners. The proceedings began with the rendition of the national anthem. Ms. Rajeshri Banerjee welcomed the gathering, while Mr. K.K. Jaiswal, AGM HRD, proposed a formal vote of thanks.
A group of 9 employees, including executives of Sinter Plant 2, Department of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant, were awarded under Utkarsh Award Scheme for their commendable performance. Mr. Biswa Ranjan Palai, CGM Sinter Plant, along with Mr. S.K. Pari, GM SP2, and Unit Head, presented the awards to them at a function held recently. Present on the occasion were other senior officers and employees of the department. The team was awarded for the successful implementation of the project modification of cold screen deck aperture for ensuring reliability of the plant. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Palai commended the team for the enterprising job which has helped in effective maintenance, thereby improving production and performance. The winning team, led by Mr. Ghasiram Tuddu, Senior Manager, comprised Mr. Sandeep Avasthi, Deputy Manager, Mr. Manoj Kumar Maji, Assistant Manager, Mr. Sarat Chandra Das, Master Technician, Mr. Francis Ekka, Senior Technician, Mr. Prakash Chandra Godha, Senior Technician, Mr. Gulia Bakse, Master Technician, Mr. Prasanta Kumar Sahu, Senior Technician, and Mr. Rama Krishna Panda, Master Technician. The program was coordinated by Mr. Sandeep Avasthi, Deputy Manager SP2. The plantation activities of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant has gained pace with the monsoon gathering momentum. The plantation activity for the year commenced with a mass tree plantation festival organized at Sector 20 on 6 July, in which Mr. Otnu Bhumik, Director in charge, planted the first sapling in the new plantation site, Ispat Aryana Vatika. While the nation celebrates Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav to celebrate 75th glorious years of Indian independence, RSP is giving special thrust to ensure Jan Bhagidari in the plantation drive this year. RSP aims to engage people in its massive efforts to increase the canopy of green in the region. A special campaign has been planned and being rolled out to give a new dimension to the annual plantation affair this monsoon. Around 13,600 saplings were planted in the peripheral areas of Bisra Block and Nuagaon Block by the CSR department in association with the NGOs in active participation of the villages. The campaign is being accelerated and massive plantation drive will be carried out in the coming days in the remaining peripheral areas. Besides, more than 2,500 saplings have also been planted in the Steel City by the Horticulture Department with the help of Forest Department, of Government of Odisha. Seedlings are being prepared in the Green Park Nursery of RSP as well as nurseries of the Forest Department. Various plant species of medicinal, timber, flowering and fruit-bearing types like Chatania, Acacia, Radhachuda, Gambhar, Teak, Simaruba, Karnaja, Neem, Sunari, Arjun, Anola, Juril, Jamun, Mahaneem, Putranjiv. It is worth mentioning here that RSP has so far planted around 52 lakhs trees in and around Rourkela, thereby creating a griddle of green in this region. Plans are afoot to plant about 1.5 lakh trees in Rourkela Steel City, Rourkela Steel Plant and periphery villages in the current year.
Samvedikaran, a novel cost awareness drive, was organized at Coke Oven Department Conference Hall of Rourkela Steel Plant on 22nd August. Mr. Tularam Behera, CGM, Coke Oven, presided over the program. Present on the occasion were Mr. B.K. Tiwari, GM in charge CCD, Mr. S.K.S. Rajput, AGM, Coke Oven, and other senior officers of the department. The objective of the program was to generate awareness amongst the department collective regarding the importance of cost control. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Tularam Behera stressed on process optimization, expenditure control and revenue generation through untraditional sources to boost the profit of RSP. During the meeting, a presentation was made by Mr. R.R. Sarangi, DGM F&A on the cost reduction plan vis-a-vis the actual performance of the coke ovens in the first quarter of the current fiscal. He also highlighted the current issues being faced by RSP like reducing NSR, hike in imported coal cost and imposition of customs duty on steel products, etc. Mr. Dheeraj Sharma, manager, Coke Oven, delivered the welcome address and coordinated the program. Mr. B.K. Tiwari proposed a formal vote of thanks. In a ceremony organized at Town Engineering Conference Hall of SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant on 20th August, Swachhata Swabhiman Awards were presented to the employees of the plant as well as the members of NGOs for their contributions in keeping the township and various slums clean. Mr. Ajay Nayak, CGM, TA and CSR presided over the program. Present on the occasion were Mr. B.K. Jojo, GM in charge TE, Dr. Ms. Deepa Lavangare, Deputy CMO TE Public Health, and other senior officers of the department. It is worth mentioning here that the Swachhata Swabhiman Award has been instituted by RSP to motivate residents of Rourkela Steel Township to participate in the cleanliness drive by adopting a particular area of the sectors, preferably their own sector, including markets, areas, slums, open spaces, lanes and quarters. An NGO, Hope of Life, led by Mr. Dilip Kumar Barik, was declared as the winner for the fourth quarter of 21-22, that is January to March 2022. Another group led by Mr. Basant Kumar Samal, an employee from SMS2, was the winner for the first quarter of the current fiscal year, that is April-June 2022. Each of the teams were presented with a prize money of Rs 30,000 along with a trophy and certificates. Hope of Life has 16 members including employees of RSP and their family members. The team functions in the Sector 22 area, while the team led by Mr. Samal has 22 members including employees of RSP and their family members. This group had initially adopted the Sector 5 Golghar area and now expanded its area to slums of Sector 6 like Ganjam Basti, Mukhi Basti, Subhashpalli, etc. Both the groups work from 8 am to 12 noon in their respective areas every Sunday. With their dedicated efforts, there has been a visible change in the cleanliness of the assigned areas as well as awareness amongst the residents about importance of keeping their environment clean. During the awards ceremony, Mr. Ajay Naik and all the dignitaries present on the occasion praised the yeoman service being provided by the groups and exhorted them to inspire more number of people to join the noble work. Dr. Ms. Lavangare explained in detail the objectives and modalities of the Swachhata Swabhiman scheme. The members of the winner teams also shared their experiences.
Samvedikaran, the recently launched cost awareness drive was organized at Steel Melting Shop 2 Department, Conference Hall of Rourkela Steel Plant on 22nd August. Mr. T.P. Shivsankar, CGM, SMS2, presided over the program. Present on the occasion were Mr. S.S. Panda, GM in charge, SMS2, Mr. CVC Ekka, GM, SMS1 and other senior officers of the department. The objective of the program was to generate awareness amongst the department collective regarding the importance of cost control. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. T.P. Shivsankar emphasized on the fact that there is ample scope for reducing cost of production and increasing revenue generation in every area of the department to boost the profit of RSP. During the meeting, a presentation was made by Mr. P. Vijayan, GM F&A, on the cost reduction plan vis-a-vis the actual performance of SMS 1 and 2 in the first quarter of the current fiscal. He also highlighted the current issues being faced by RSP like reducing NSR, hike in important coal cost and imposition of customs duty on steel productions, etc. Mr. R.K. Dharua, GM SMS2, delivered the welcome address and coordinated the program. Mr. Sambit Patnayak, GM SMS1, proposed a formal vote of thanks. Chinmay Mahanti, son of Mrs. Sanjukta Mahanti, a homemaker, and Mr. Pradipta Kumar Mahanti, working as a senior executive assistant in the horticulture department of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant, has emerged as the topper in BTech Computer Science branch of NIT Rourkela. He received a medal from Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan, Honorable Union Minister for Education and Enterprise and Skill Development, in the 19th convocation ceremony held recently at the premier technical institutions. Notably, Chinmay completed his BTech degree in Computer Science in 2021. It is worth mentioning here that Chinmay was a student of Ispat English Medium School, Sector 20, and he had topped the school in ICSE Class 10 board examination in 2015. The child prodigy, who also is a quiz enthusiast, had represented NIT Rourkela at different national level quiz competitions and brought numerous laurels. He was runners-up at Tata Crucible Campus Quiz, Ranchi Regionals and Metal Meet 2020 organized by Orissa Post. The quiz wizard had also won the runners-up trophy in the prestigious All India Inter-School Quiz Competition NewsWiz organized by India Today Group. Chinmay has also done research on the topic Attention Level Analysis of Students in Online Classrooms during EEG Signals. He has authored 2 research papers, one of them published in IEEE International Conference. He was guided and supervised by Dr. Bidyut Kumar Patra, a former NIT Rourkela faculty who is now teaching at IIT BHU. The bright engineer is currently working at Microsoft, Hyderabad, and aspires to be an IAS officer.
Teams comprising 10 employees of FM Department of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant were presented with awards under the Utkarsh Recognition Scheme. Mr. R.N. Rajendran, CGM Mechanical, presented the awards to the employees organized at Departmental Conference Hall on 23rd August 2022. The awards were presented in the presence of Mr. K.P. Nayak, GM Mechanical, and Mr. P.K. Swine, GM FM, Mr. V.K. Raul, GM FM, and other senior officers of the department. Notably, the employees were awarded for the enterprising job of in-house revival of 75T model TFC 280 crawler crane. Congratulating the employees, Mr. Rajendran highly appreciated the team efforts. He emphasized upon such exemplary jobs which have a direct impact on enhancing techno-economics and productivity of not only FM department but the organization as a whole. The winning team, led by Mr. A.K. Padida, DGM, comprised Mr. A.K. Das, Master Technician, Mr. P.K. Mahapatra, Master Technician, Mr. U.K. Biswas, Master Technician, Mr. A.K. Behra, Senior Technician, Mr. P.K. Patra, Senior Technician, Mr. K.C. Swine, Senior Technician, Mr. P.K. Patra, Senior Technician, Mr. A.K. Nayak, Technician, Mr. A.K. Malik, Senior Operator, and Mr. N. Singh, Senior Operator. The program was coordinated by Mr. K.P. Nayak, GM Mechanical. Students of Deepika Ispat Shiksha Sadan, the free school set up by Rourkela Steel Plant for the underprivileged children of the Steel City, were felicitated in a function organized in the school premises on 24th August 2022. It is noteworthy that the school, in which 670 students were enrolled in class 1 to 10, is being managed by Deepika Mahila Sangati, a leading philanthropic organization of the Steel City. Mrs. Seema Bhaumik, President of Deepika Mahila Sangati, along with the Vice President Mrs. Harshila Suryavanshi and Professor Susmita Das, felicitated the students. Ms. Munmun Mitra, GM CSR, Mr. Dushman Pradhan, DGM CSR, Mrs. Namita Mahapatra, Secretary, DMS, Mr. Sisir Kumar Samal, Headmaster, and Mr. S.K. Mishra, Administrator of the school, as well as other officers of CSR Department of RSP and members of Governing Body of DMS were also present on the occasion. Notably, the school has for the 7th time in a row recorded 100% pass percentage in the Class 10 board examination conducted by Board of Secondary Education, Orissa. All the passed out students for the 2021-22 academic session were presented with the certificates. Besides the students who have won the Rajya Puraskar in Scouts and Guides and the winners of the poem recitation, drawing and elocution competitions organized in the school to mark Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav were also awarded on the occasion.
SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant has been conferred with Green Tech Environment Award 2022 and Green Tech Export Award 2022 for its outstanding performance in the respective areas. Mr. Pinaki Chaudhary, CGM, New Plate Mill, Ms. Asha Karta, GM in charge, Oxygen Plant, and Mr. P.K. Das, GM in charge, Environment Engineering, received the awards on behalf of RSP in a glittering function organized by Messrs. Green Tech Foundations at Guwahati on 23rd and 24th August 2022. Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, Director in charge, Rourkela Steel Plant, has congratulated the plant collective on winning the prestigious awards and said that the awards are testimony of the efforts and commitment of the collective. He expressed confidence that RSP will set fresh benchmarks in the coming days to become the best integrated steel plant of the country. The application document preparation, presentation before the jury, and the case study submission were coordinated by the Business Excellence team of RSP. It is noteworthy that Green Tech Environment Award is presented in recognition of responsible, innovative practices and initiatives towards achieving sustainable goals. RSP has been continuing its relentless efforts to protect and preserve the environment and produce steel in harmony with nature. Progressive adoption of environment-friendly new technologies, environmental monitoring and spreading environmental awareness have always remained the three focus areas of the steel plant. The state-of-the-art hot strip mill 2 commissioned recently is based on zero liquid discharge concepts. The steel plant also has so far planted more than 52 lakh saplings in and around the city, thereby creating a huge carbon sink. RSP has also participated for the first time in Green Tech Export Awards and emerged as the winner. The award recognizes RSP's achievements in export of different products like NPM plates, slabs, etc. that have contributed to the economy of the country. It is noteworthy that RSP produces CE-marked NPM plates, which has carved a niche for itself in the European market. The exhibition on Partisan Horrors Remembrance Day, organized by SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant, is evoking good response from the visitors. The exhibition, being held at Interpretation Center of Indira Gandhi Park, is displaying rare photographs depicting the sufferings of people during the partition of India. Notably, Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, DIC RSP, had inaugurated the exhibition on 14th August 2022 as part of the observance of Partition Horrors Remembrance Day. On 22nd August 2022, students of Delhi Public School Sector 14 visited the exhibition and took a keen interest in the photographs and a caption describing the shot. Besides, visitors to the park are also thronging the exhibition center to see the photographs on display. The objective of the exhibition is to bring to light the agony, suffering and pain of the millions of people who were displaced during partition. It is a reminder to the country that its independence was preceded by the largest displacement of the human population in the last century. The partition also claimed the lives of a large number of people. Notably, RSP has been organizing an array of activities as part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebration to celebrate 75th glorious years of Indian independence.
Shri Krishna Kumar Singh has taken charge as Director Personnel of Steel Authority of India Limited on 25th August 2022. Shri Singh did his graduation in Electrical Engineering from IIT, BHU and holds PG Diploma in Human Resource Management. Shri Singh joined SAIL in 1987 in the company's Bhilai Steel Plant as Management Trainee Technical. Rising through the ranks, Shri Singh became the Executive Director in charge, Personnel and Administration in SAIL before taking over as the Director Personnel of the company. He possesses a vast experience of almost 35 years in various diverse areas vis-a-vis operations, human resource development, vigilance and personnel and administration in Bhilai Steel Plant and corporate office. During his career, Shri Singh has taken several progressive initiatives in areas like performance management, career progression planning, manpower planning, compensation and benefits, training and development, education, industrial relations and employee engagement initiatives. He has played a key role in formulation and implementation of various HR policies in the company. Samvedikaran, the recently launched cost awareness drive by Finance and Accounts Department of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant, was organized at Calcining Plant 2 Department Conference Hall on 24th August. Mr. D. Mahanti, GM CP2, presided over the program. Present on the occasion were Mr. Babban, GM in charge, LD, BP, Mr. Ramrai, Soren, GM CP2 and other senior officers of the department. The objective of the program was to generate awareness amongst the employees regarding the importance of cost control at the current juncture. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Mahanti emphasized on the fact that there is ample scope for reducing cost of production and increasing revenue generation in every area of the department to boost the profit of RSP. During the meeting, a presentation was made by Mr. P. Vijayan, GM F&A, on the cost reduction plan vis-a-vis the actual performance of the Calcining Plant 2 in the first quarter of the current fiscal. He also highlighted the current issues being faced by RSP like reducing NSR, hike in imported coal cost and imposition of customs duty on steel products, etc. Mr. D. Mahanti delivered the welcome address and coordinated the program. Mr. Babban proposed a formal vote of thanks. 4 similar sessions were held at Hot Strip Mill 1, New Plate Mill, Sinter Plant 3 and Blast Furnace 5 Department on 26th August 2022. The CGMs of respective departments emphasized upon process optimization, expenditure control and revenue generation through untraditional sources to boost the profit of RSP. With this, we come to the end of this news bulletin. Namaskar.